Hello and welcome to the SCL Syndicate Competitive League team interviews. I'm your host Arydanika, and I am here with Dukrat, the team captain for Test Alliance Please Ignore. How are you doing, Dukrat?
I'm good.
Glad to hear it. So please tell the listeners a little bit about your team.
Sure. As I'm sure the name gives away, our team is formed from the Test Alliance Please Ignore, which is a nullsec corp, one of those, I believe, the largest alliance in EVE. Don't hold the most of, however. But our team is exclusively made up of people from Test Alliance, and our alliance team, we have a group or squad, as we call them in Test, and this group or squad is just designed to participate in alliance tournaments, and recently we've been bridging out to other tournaments like the Neo and now the SCL.
Great. Well, we're glad to see you participating in the inaugural tournament. Now, you say that your squad is exclusively for tournaments, so how much tournament experience does your team bring?
Well, it really, because we pool our membership from the entire alliance, and basically we like to be as inclusive as possible within the alliance. We have a large range of experience, but the squad was originally formed to participate in AT9. We were eliminated before it got to the point where anything was, I guess, streamed or televised, and not really televised, but you know what I mean. But we did participate in AT10. And we also had a number of members of our squad participate in the Neo as well, along with some other members, one guy from Goon Swarm, one guy from Razor, but it was mostly a Test Alliance tournament squad team still.
Now, I do see that SpeedY G0nZaleZ, the captain from the New Eden Open, is part of the team. Has he been able to help you as the captain for the Syndicate Competitive League team?
Yeah, actually, SpeedY and I are pretty close. We met in the Alliance Tournament 10, and we've been running kind of Neo. We kind of ran together, but he just had the title captain. Now I'm running this with the title captain, but we're still working pretty close together, as well as with some of the other quote, I guess, leadership members of the Alliance Tournament. We don't really like to use the term leadership because we like to be super inclusive, but we are the guys who make sure that everyone gets to the tournament and paperwork gets submitted and whatnot.
The coordinators, we'll call you.
That's a good term. We're gonna start using that.
Now, Test Alliance is infamous for its inclusion and its uplifting of new bros or new players to EVE Online. Will any new bros be joining you on the field for the SCL?
Oh, I'm not sure if I would call any of our members new bros per se. We certainly have some pilots that don't have very much SPers experience under their belt. As far as actually being, from the tournament standpoint, we do have a number of people who are participating in their first type of tournament. A little under half the team: Mumble07, Leslie Moffat, Wool007, Emmanuel Terentius, and Pilot 90. And we really hope that all of them really enjoys this experience, and we hope that everyone appreciates that you can, at least with Test, you can really experience this. You don't have to be super elite PvP or anything like that.
That's great to hear. It's always great to hear about new blood being introduced into these tournaments, because in order for them to continue, we do have to have new players. Unfortunately, burnout is a very real thing in EVE Online. Now, with your new players, with your experienced players, how does your team feel about being part of the inaugural SCL tournament?
Yeah, we're really excited to be part of this tournament. And one of the reasons is because of how, and we're gonna keep pushing this angle because this is just what Test does, I guess. But we really like how inclusive it can be because like the Neo, you don't have to be an alliance, but unlike the Neo, it's held on the Test server, which really cuts down on logistics and costs to enter the tournament. There's no entrance fee as well, so it really, I know one of the teams actually is just a group of guys who met on the Test server and they decided to put a team together, and I think that's really great. And so we're excited to be a part of the SCL because of what they're bringing to the table in that regard.
Well, that's great. I know all of the players out there and all of those interested in the SCL are excited to see you all take the field. Now, what makes Test Alliance Please Ignore the team to watch and the team to beat?
Well, we have, I mean, we're kind of a young team compared to some of the other teams out there, but I think we definitely have shown that we are really dedicated to improving ourselves. And all of our past tournaments, we've just been doing better and better. Recently in the Neo, our team did better than most of our other blues, which was a really nice accomplishment for us. I think that people should watch us because we have such a large member base and we bring in a lot of new fresh players. We're really gonna have that special little idea on the field that really makes the tournament interesting because of the metagame that we're playing.
We hope to see some of those funky, fresh ideas in play out on the field. And speaking of funky, fresh ideas, Retribution 1.1 has launched. Has the launch of this patch changed your game plans in any way?
Well, because it's the tournament was on the test server, and we knew from the beginning it was going to be that. We've actually been planning about Retribution 1.1 for a while. So I mean, the battle cruiser changes in Retribution 1.1 are definitely significant, but I think CCP really did a good job in this release, really trying to make all of the battle cruisers viable. So it's not like they've made some battle cruiser like, oh well, this ship no one will ever use now. So it's really just opened up the options as opposed to restricting it. But the roles of the ships are still kind of there. It's kind of hard to use the tier 2 battle cruisers. I don't know if we're going to continue using that terminology anymore, but it's kind of hard to make them be the best command ships, T1 version of command ships. You can. The tier 1 battle cruisers are still kind of better at that. So the roles of the ships haven't changed that much. They're just kind of all more even. But what has changed a little bit, had more of an impact, is that because of making those teams even, the point value of all the battle cruisers has been evened out for the SCL. So that really changed some of the compositions because some of the ships were worth more or less, and so then you have to work around and change your other ships around in your compositions to get the right number of points.
Taking a look at your team, your game plan that you have set, your fits and your comps that you're planning to bring, who do you think is going to be your stiffest competition for this tournament?
I think that would have to be the Warlords. They have a lot of experience. They're very good. We were able to get some practice in with them, and I think that there's some other good teams out there. I forget what their names were, but in the Neo they were the goggle-wearing crime fighters or something like that. And they actually I think they did better in the Neo than Warlords equivalent team. I mean we're it's not the same teams, and I shouldn't be saying that, but really I think that's how all the Alliance tournament type teams think of each other, especially in the light of the Neo and the SCL now. But I think they just bring the Warlords, I would say, are stiffer competition for us, at least because of the type of compositions that they bring. They have a wider variety.
Well, that's great to hear. Now, keeping in line with your competition, do you have any parting words you'd like to deliver to rival teams or to your adoring fans?
I just want to say good luck to all the teams, especially the teams that don't have as much experience. And I hope they do well. And I hope if they don't do well, they keep at it, because it's really it's a really nice opportunity for them. And I hope that we will get to meet warlords on the battlefield again. We're at the opposite side of the brackets, I believe. So.
Well, here's hoping. And thank you so much for joining me for this interview. We're excited to see you on the field, and good luck to you in the SCL.
Thank you.